Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Works. I am with United Country Countryside Realty here in our beautiful Northwest Arkansas. Today we're going to be discussing estate planning. It can be intimidating, but it does not have to be. Today we're going to compare two ways that you can pass on your assets, the poor man's will and the revocable trust. What are they? How do they work? And which one actually protects your family? Let's unpack it. All right. What is a poor man's will, you ask? Well, a poor man's will is not a will at all. It is a shortcut. Instead of hiring an attorney or creating an estate plan, you simply rely on designated beneficiaries or using joint ownership. Bank accounts, retirement plans, life insurance policies can all name someone to receive the benefits once you pass. For property like homes and vehicles, people can use the transfer on death deed in order to transfer the property to skip probate. Now, it's simple, it's low cost, and it skips probate most of the time. But there is a catch. If you forget to name the beneficiary or the beneficiary dies before you do, it goes into probate. Number two, gift tax. If you sign joint tenancy on to like your home and your property is worth more than $18,000 according to the 2024 guidelines, the government can require you to do some paperwork and pay what is called a gift tax. And lastly and not least, capital gains tax. You sign somebody on as a joint tenant with your home, you pass, then they turn around and sell it after your death. Their purchase price is going to be your original purchase price of the property, which inherently, just as an example, say you bought the property for $200,000 20 years ago, now it's worth $800,000. That is a $600,000 capital gain tax that they will have to pay to the government. A revocable living trust is a legal document that creates a kind of container for your assets. You create the trust, name yourself as the trustee, and transfer ownership of your assets into it. It gives you the ability to stay in control of your assets while you're alive, and then when you pass or become incapacitated, your successor trustee steps in and follows the directions that you left. It avoids probate, it stays completely private, and it lets you be specific, like giving access to children in stages or protecting a beneficiary who isn't that great with money. Now let's compare the two. Avoids probate. Poor man's will, for the most part, will go partially. As long as your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, all your assets are listed with somebody's name, a beneficiary, yes. Revocable trust, yes, it is fully funded. Probate is skipped. Covers incapacitation. Poor man's will, not at all. Poor man's will, no. Revocable trust, yes, you are covered. Customizable instructions. Poor man's will, no sir. Revocable trust, you set the guidelines on how your assets will be distributed. Privacy. Poor man's will, for the most part, as long as it does not go through probate. Revocable trust, completely private, nobody will know. Setup cost. Poor man's will, it's called a poor man's will. Very low to limited to no setup cost. Revocable trust, yes, there are setup costs, typically between $1,500 to $5,000. You do have to fund the trust and keep it updated. Maintenance, poor man's will, very minimal. Irrevocable trust, it needs updated over time. So the poor man's will is fast and easy, but it's full of blind spots and can get caught up in taxes. A revocable trust takes a little more work to set up. There is setup fees. It does have to be maintained, but it is 100% solid and can be carried out to your recommendations. All right. In closing, I am a real estate agent, so please contact an estate planning attorney for any further questions in your state to help you with any questions that you may have. A estate planning is not complicated, but it is, and it's not just for the wealthy. It is needed if you care about what happens next. Now, as always, hit that like button, subscribe, and click on that little bell symbol for weekly real estate updates, tips, anything to help make sense of this thing that we call adulting. Questions, drop them in the comments. I do read them and I will respond because Mike works for you.